So it's been a while since I've flown the iFlight Nazgul Evoke. This is a 5-inch quad, and this is the dead cat configuration. And it has the O3 Air Unit, the DJI O3 Air Unit. Now I know the DJI O4 Air Unit has come out recently, and I could upgrade to that. I have no need for it because I don't fly this professionally. I just fly for recreational purposes. And if I did need to get some good quality footage, I do have the Action 5 Pro, which is pretty much the same camera as the O4 Air Unit. So in today's video, what we're going to do is compare the DJI O3 Air Unit with the Action 5 Pro, just so you can go ahead and see what it looks like. So in today's flight, we will be using Freewell Indy filters, and thanks to the folks over at Freewell, they provided me with the Indy filters for the Action 5 Pro. So Freewell was nice enough to provide me with a standard day pack, which includes an Indy 8, an Indy 16, an Indy 32, and an Indy 64. Now, Indy filters can be simply described as dark pieces of glass that reduces the amount of light that enters the lens and onto your sensor, which allows you to reduce that shutter speed so you can get that buttery smooth motion blur. And this is crucial when you're flying FPV. Otherwise, if you're filming without an Indy filter and just using the automatic settings, the camera will compensate for the exposure by setting a high shutter speed, which could make your footage look a little bit jittery or digital looking. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, you know that I use Freewell Indy filters all the time. And I have some on my Pocket 3, I have some for my Sony camera, and also all my action cameras and drones. So I know that they're good quality for the price. Freewell sometimes send me these filters. I also go out and purchase them with my own money. And that's because I know that they're good quality Indy filters. And with these filters for the Action 5 Pro, they're pop on, pop off to make it a lot easier to swap out. So I want to give a shout out to Freewell for providing me with these Indy filters and making this video possible. If you are interested in purchasing a pack of these for the Action 5 Pro, I'll leave a link in the description below so you can go ahead and check it out for yourself. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get this ready to fly. I am going to share the settings I have on my Action 5 Pro and my O3 Air Unit so you can take a look. And also I'll throw up my rates there on the screen so you can take a look at that, because I get a lot of questions on what my rates are. So I'll just throw those up on the screen for you. All right, so let's get started. Okay, for today's flight, we're going to compare the two cameras, the Action 5 Pro to the O3 Air Unit. And I have my settings on the Action 5 Pro set to 4K 24 or 25 frames per second. And the reason why I'm doing that, because I normally film in 24 frames per second, but the O3 Air Unit, the lowest frame rate is 4K 30. So what I'm going to do is record in 4K 50 and then throw it on a 25 frames per second timeline. That way I can just split the frame rate evenly from 50 to 25. That way you won't have an odd number of frames. So for the settings on the Action 5 Pro, I have it set to 4K 25 and I have it set to manual, and my shutter speed is set to 1/50 and my ISO is set to 100. Then I'm going to lock in my white balance. So the way I'm going to do it is I have the Indy filter on here, and I'm going to set it to auto and then let it set the white balance itself. And then I'm going to hit manual again, and then I'm just going to lock it in at 6100. And then also I'm filming in D-Log-M. My image adjustment, I'm going to set that to the texture -2, and then also the noise reduction to -2, and then that's it. And also I forgot to mention that I need to set my field of view to wide, and my stabilization needs to be off if I want to stabilize this in gyroflow. For the O3 Air Unit, I'm going to record in manual. I'm going to set my ISO to auto. Actually, I'm going to set it to 100. All right, so for the video quality, I'm going to set it to 4K 50. And then I'm going to set my shutter speed to 1/50th. Although it's not double the frame rate for the 180-degree shutter rule. When I lay it down on a 25 frames per second timeline, it'll even out. And for my white balance, I'm going to set it to 61. I believe that's what I set the Action 5 Pro to. And I'm going to shoot in 4:3. Actually, it doesn't shoot in 4:3. Hold on one second. I can't shoot in 4:3 in 4K. So I'm just going to leave it in 16:9 and record in decine-alike. I'm going to leave the stabilization off because we're going to stabilize this in gyroflow. I'm going to start off in angle mode. I'm going to get these, let's see here. All right, let's start off in angle mode. And my battery is at already at 3.9. It's been a while, so let's see what I can do. Yeah, you can. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and get a lot of vibrations. I'm just going to go ahead and run a little route so I can compare the footage. For some reason it looks a little blurry here. Now I'm afraid to do anything risky because I do have this Action 5 Pro on here, and I really don't want to risk breaking this thing. Now, as far as the ND filters I have on here, there are the slip over type ND filters. You just slip them over the lens, which is nice and convenient if you're trying to, you know, put them on quickly and, you know, get going, get to flying or whatever. However, if you do like crash or knock into something or whatever, it's a big chance of them actually coming off. So this battery is really quick. Yeah, I'm losing battery really quickly. And I'll put some more footage. I'll put another battery on here and just put some more footage up here for you. So I'm not a big acro flyer, just more like a cinematic type flyer, so having this extra weight on here is not really a big deal for me. But I do need to come on back because my battery is actually depleted down to 3.50. All right, so this is the second flight. I got a fresh battery in there and I got a little bit more juice in there, so it should last a little bit longer. So we're going to start off in angle mode. I have it in GPS rescue for some reason. All right, start off in angle mode. My hands are cold. And also, for some reason it's not as clear as, I don't know why, it just seems blurry. I don't know if my goggles are set right. I'm definitely kind of being a little bit cautious on these things, these sticks. Definitely not flying like I would. The battery is definitely draining very quickly. 2 to 3 minutes tops getting on this battery. Woo! Came up pretty quickly. Underestimating the speed of this thing. Definitely have to fly this a little bit more. Just getting used to the Vada. All right, so my battery is getting down to where I need to start thinking about coming back, which I'm already right here, but this voltage is pretty much there. And you probably might be able to hear it beeping. So just a quick flight. Just a quick flight. Get reacquainted with the Nazgul and hovering. Hovering is one of the harder things for me to do. Okay, so this was just a quick flight with the iFlight Nazgul Evoke. Just trying to get reacquainted with it. It's been a little while since I've flown it. Definitely a little nervous on the sticks, especially with the Action 5 Pro on top. Definitely don't want to damage that. However, I do have care refresh on it, but don't want to go through the hassle of, doing all that if I don't have to. So let me know what you think about the footage. Leave your comment down below in the comment section. If you like this video, if you found it useful or entertaining, please give it a thumbs up. And also, if you are new here, please, you're welcome to take a look around on the channel. And if you like what you see, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell for future content. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.